Where we're probably going to have bigger problems with this section is a question like number 5. It says the list shows the bowling scores of the first game played by a group of bowlers on Thursday night, and we're supposed to make a histogram of the data. Well, the reason this fits in with the section of bar graphs is because a histogram looks a lot like a bar graph. The difference is A, the bars touch each other. Notice, for instance, in the one we looked at in number 1, the bars do not touch each other. But in this question, the bars will abut each other when we make the graph. What's more complicated is we actually have to make a frequency table here before we can make the histogram that matches this question. So we'll go ahead and set up a quick little frequency table here. Again, remember when we do frequency tables, we're talking about even-sized groups. So to make this simple, I'm going to do groups that go from ending in 0 to ending in 9. My first group is going to be 90 to 99 because that covers my lowest score, 94, and then we'll travel on up from there. Notice 90, 91, 92, 93 aren't in the list, but again, it doesn't necessarily have to be. And so then in setting up my groups, it's going to be 100 to 109 and 110 to 119 and 120 to 129 and 130 to 139. Okay, so now that we've done that, then we need to go ahead and tally mark out which categories these belong in. So 96 is in the first group, 110 is in that 110 to 119 group, 132 is in the bottom group, 128 is in the 120 to 129 group, and hopefully this is looking familiar to you because we just did this really a few sections ago. So we'll go ahead and finish tally marking this out quickly, and once we do that, then we can go ahead and count up how many are in each group. Okay, so we've taken care of the last number there, 99, and we see we've got 4 groups in the first group, 1 in the second group, 3 in the third group, 4 in the fourth group, and 2 in the last group. So that's going to be how I'm going to set up my histogram here. It's going to be set up the same way as the bar graph was up top here. These numbers, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, are what's going to represent the numbers on the y-axis there, the one that goes up and down. Okay, so down here I'm going to put my groups, 90 to 99 and 100 to 109 and 110 to 119 and 120 to 129 and 130 to 139. And we're going to call that label interval. And unlike the bar graphs where you have to have matching labels on the x and the y-axis, here you can get away with interval or intervals every single time on that x-axis. The y-axis, we're going to call that one frequency, and again we already said that here that's going to represent that column numbers, the 4, 1, 3, 4, 2. So I really don't have to go up very high. Start at 0, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll take care of things. And again, that label frequency will work every single time. Okay, so this first group goes all the way up to 4 as we made in our table, so I'm going to make that bar go up to 4. Remember, these bars are going to touch each other. There's going to be no gap, because if you have a gap, that's a bar graph, not a histogram. The second group goes up to 1. The third group goes all the way up to 3. The fourth group goes all the way back up to 4, so it should match what that first one did. And the last group goes up to 2. And there is your histogram. Now we are missing one last little piece of data there. We need a title. Remember, that is one of the properties of a well-prepared graph. Since this was about the bowling scores of the first game played by a group of bowlers on Thursday night, we're going to call this Thursday Bowling Scores. And now we've made the complete histogram.